In 2021, Embark Studios during the Game Awards announced that they were working on several titles, including a looter shooter and an FPS. Shortly after that, they actually announced that one of their titles that's going to be released in 2022 was going to be the finals. I did the playtests and some of the release when the finals came out in 2023, and the one thing that was evident from that was that Embark was not going to compromise on quality. Following after that came the shocking announcement that the looter shooter that they were working on was being shifted to an extraction game instead. I would like to introduce you to Arc Raiders. The game is described as a multiplayer extraction adventure set in the very far future in which a mysterious mechanized threat known as the Ark has taken over the top side of the planet, and humans are now living underground. As a raider, you go topside and fight the Ark or sneak around and scavenge as much as you can in either to build your base up and your resources back at home. However, since the game has taken a shift to an extraction adventure game, there is a PvP element with other raiders that are now on the surface that you can either choose to VoIP and communicate with or just wind up fighting. So naturally, when Embark announced that on April 30th, you were going to get a chance to run a technical test, and with it, the actual embargo for being able to talk about the game was lifted. So a great many creators that had been playing the game for a while was now able to make content about it and just absolutely flooded YouTube with tons of material. I was not one of those creators that had access to it, so I'm doing it after the fact, and sadly I also work a 9 to 5, so the video's coming out a little late. And for those of you that want the TLDR, it was good. And by good, I mean it was very good. If you would like some more details on what we experienced during the technical tests, make sure you stick around and hit that subscription button, hit the bell notification, know when I put out more videos on the topic, especially when it comes to Arc Raiders, because I have a full intention of playing it when it comes out. I would be selling this entire thing short if I didn't make it very clear that it was a technical test, and we haven't seen the full game. We have just seen what it is up to this point. Anything can change by the time that it comes out, and we know of at least 2 maps that they're going to be adding by the next playtest or technical test that they're going to be doing, which hasn't been announced yet. And we do know that the title is going to be released really soon, as they're already putting out teasers. And what I have to say about what I experienced is going to be just my opinion, and I can certainly tell you that I don't know anything when it comes to game development, short of the great many hours of stuff and material that I've watched for self-teaching, which doesn't amount to anything when it comes to the talent that is on Embark's team. Embark has developers that come from EA and DICE from back in the day, as well as a Swedish company that has had plenty of good talent that is on the team, and it shows when you play the game, because the game is almost completely flawless when it comes to FPS. And that's not too shocking when you're talking about developers that were working on games like Battlefront and Battlefront 2. And that really shines through also when you wind up seeing the combat inside of the game and the way that the characters run, move, and interact with the world. Lately, also, I've been talking to individuals who have great concerns when it comes to the third-party peeking and playing third-person in general, and wish they would add a first-person mode. Honestly, I think that would break the immersion of the game, since part of the game actually has a stealth element, and you need to be aware of your surroundings. Speaking of your surroundings, the maps and environment throughout the game, including the tutorial, are absolutely fucking stunning. There needs to be a lot of kudos to the environment team for this game, because they put in a ton of work to make sure that every ambience, every sound, every movement, and even the visuals throughout it to pull you into the world, which is an amazing thing to do considering there's not a whole lot of lore and concept that's just floating through the game side right now.
A wasp husk. Here.
I'm hoping that they improve more on that so that we get a deeper, richer story. But for now, it seems pretty normal and basic and straightforward. Speaking of basic and straightforward, let's talk about the quest system here right quick. And I hate to be the person to make a comparison to Tarkov here, but I am going to make a Tarkov comparison only because of the structure. Tarkov's structure is to be able to do a quest line of things throughout the entire wipe for you to learn and make adjustments to in the following season to get better and faster as you progress through that. Those tasks are hard enough to keep that storyline going for you as part of the in-game loop. That seems to be severely lacking when it comes to arc raiders. The tasks in themselves are pretty standard fetch quests or build this or go talk to this or do something of that nature. And while that seems to be the exact same thing that you do inside of Tarkov, they seem to be more easily completed inside of arc raiders. And of course, we are only seeing the beginnings of arc raiders. Like we said, there's more content that's coming, so we don't know exactly how deep arc raiders goes. What I can tell you is that I do have major concerns about the end game because there is a great number of people that are just now becoming interested in extraction shooters, which is why I am also hearing more comments about having a single player mode and a PvE first person mode only inside of the game, because a lot of folks are not used to an extraction loop in which the actual extraction is the goal and the loop. So you start fielding more questions about what else is there to do in the end game, and you can't really explain it to them because that is the end game. Embark sits in a unique position to be able to change the end game for extraction shooters when it comes to longevity for the game cycle. It'll be really interesting to see what they come up with, if they do come up with anything at all. For now, we'll be hanging on tight until the next time they release something to us or the game actually comes out. I, however, will certainly be playing it when it does. Did you get a chance to play the technical test? If you did, let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down below. For the meantime, I'm going to leave some gameplay running up above. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, fuck. Have you tried Marathon? I have not tried Marathon. I probably have no intention of doing so.
Raider, in there. Up there. There. Over here. Over there.
I literally told his ass he was right there.